I'm just kidding. Of
I
course.
just clicked go live. Let's see. Spinning wheel.
It says this meeting is now streaming live on Facebook.
Live on Facebook. Here we go. We're up.
Did you tag me, Chris?
I tagged you. So, welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, guys.
So, for those of you tuning in, if there's anybody who wants to tune in, I'm joined by 3 of my esteemed colleagues from the Alpha Broder world. And we thought it'd be cool to get online here and kick off a hot takes party of 4. So this we'll go around, and why doesn't everybody introduce themselves?
I'll go first. I'm the first in the party of 4. I'm Madison Mastro. Originally born and raised in Greensburg, Pennsylvania, but I'm living in Chicago, Illinois right now. I have a dog, and I drink coffee at all hours of the day. That's pretty much what you guys need to know. Right?
Yeah, works for me.
Sure.
All right, I'll go next. My name is Gabriel Jordan. I live in Las Vegas for the last 6 months, originally from Los Angeles. I have 3 daughters, a wife, and I love sushi and Teslas.
I love the band Tesla. I'm Kimberly Myers. I am born and raised in the Philadelphia area, but I work in South Florida. So I travel back and forth a lot, or I was until now. I have an 11-year-old daughter, and I'm the OG of the group.
Nice. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Chris Thies. I'm based out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. I've got 2 daughters and been in the industry for almost 13 years. So we thought it would be kind of cool to jump online here and get a little conversation going, answer some questions. This all started about a week ago. We were on ASI's Digital Expo, and the 4 of us just volunteered to cover the booth that day, and we started video bantering like this back and forth. And how many people do you think we had just sitting in the booth listening to us?
I mean, it was full at one point.
Yeah.
The video spots were full. There were at least 10 people on video at one point.
We had people coming into the booth, and we were asking questions if they needed help and stuff, and they were just sitting there like, no, we're just listening to you guys. You guys are great. This is the best booth. So
yeah, we had 9 hours in the booth, so we had to occupy our time in some ways. So a lot of questions came in. We got to know that the 4 of us got to know each other. We're in different parts of the country, so that was neat. So we'll see how this goes.
And we actually ran over. So the show ended and we kept talking.
Just kept on going.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it was like 45 minutes. We were like, is this over yet? Oh.
Yeah, I think you said you had dinner, like cooking or something, and you're like, oh, I gotta go eat dinner.
Yeah, because I'm East Coast. So it was, I think it was like 6:30 by the time we wrapped up. So.
Right. So we'll keep it. We're all with Alpha Broder, obviously. So we the conversation will evolve, but we'll keep it somewhat industry related and outside of the industry. And would love to hear from any of you guys on what you want to hear and how we're doing. Feel free to be honest, as long as it's positive honesty.
Or don't be too brutally honest.
Yeah, if it's negative, keep it to yourself. Just put it in the comments, like.
Right.
And we'll delete them.
Yeah.
We'll censor later.
Yeah.
So let's
go ahead.
You want to go around and just get a conversation going? We decided in the beginning we would all ask a question that the other 3 are not aware of yet. They don't know, so it'll be impromptu and see how it goes.
Yeah. Kick it off, man. I think you have to answer the question too, right? So you got to get your answer.
I didn't think I had to answer my own question. So in the theme of the promotional product industry, we are all for salespeople. I figured I would start out with, I'm 20 years in the business, 19 of those years outside in the field, dealing with clients, doing meetings. So I figured I'd ask the team, what is your most embarrassing industry moment? Whether that be in front of a client or in front of colleagues. Clients would be funnier, but it's certainly, that's my question. I hear silence. You know what? So then I'm going to, I asked the question. I'll go first because I have one. It's stuck with me for many years. So like I said, 20 years in the business and 19 in the field. So I may be a year out in the field at this point. And I'm young, I'm energetic, and I want to go hard. And I do a week of meetings, and I go schedule 4 meetings a day from Monday to Friday. And we're at the Friday, and I still have a 3:30 meeting, and I am beat. My mind's all wrong. It's hot. I was in Texas at the time. It was Texas, so it's hot. And I get in the meeting, and I start the meeting, and I tell you, I was completely off my game. And we were doing things for breast cancer awareness, Susan G. Komen. And I got up there and I said, here's our pink products. And I said, this is great. And we donate a portion of the proceeds go to Susan B. Anthony. And I kept talking as if that was the thing, that's what it was. And I noticed there were looks and people started giggling, and I stopped and I really didn't understand what they were talking about. And they said, you just said Susan B. Anthony. And I said, well, you know what I meant. You know what I meant. The proceeds go to Susan G. Komen, not Susan B. Anthony. And I was about a year into it. And I tell you, the embarrassment and how little I felt in front of this group that I was just getting to know, saying that, it stuck with me. And I'm still scarred. I'm still scarred by it. So that's one of my most embarrassing industry moments.
Yeah. Nice.
Really good, Gabe.
Yeah.
I have one on a smaller scale. I was fresh on the road. I would say probably a month and a half on the road. And this sweet lady, I presented to her in her home. I think her name was Amy. Oh God, I don't remember, but I was super nervous, super shy, and I had only been in the industry for a month and a half. And it was like the time when the fidget spinners were so hot, and we had like all the different shapes. And I'm showing the fidget spinners. I showed the house, I showed the money, and then I showed what I thought was cauliflower. And I'm like pitching this is a cauliflower spinner. And she was so, and she goes, oh my gosh, this looks like the logo to whatever it is, fitness center. And I'm like, no way. And she goes, yeah, it's a cloud. And I'm like,
cauliflower. That's classic, Maddie.
So humbling. The fidget spinner, the cauliflower, is still in my car to this day. So it was a person, and she was so sweet, so dear, but man, it's stuck with me. It hurts.
It does. It hurts. It hurts when you're in front of clients and you're new to it. So I get it.
Cauliflower fidget spinners. Who knew?
Have you seen them?
I didn't understand what the industry was. I didn't.
Have you seen those fidget spinners that are clouds?
No.
Oh, okay. I get it. I get it. But my thought would have been, it's a really small market, to have a cauliflower product.
Listen, cauliflower rice is like cauliflower pizza. It's
people bored out on the farm,
It looks like a cauliflower. I'll give you that.
Kind of.
Well, now I'm ordering myself a sample of a cauliflower spinner.
I might have one I could send you.
I seriously am sitting here thinking I must not embarrass easy, because all of my embarrassing moments that I keep thinking of are from like college or high school. And some good ones, like walking through the library with my skirt tucked up into my stockings and stuff like that. But probably most recently was more of it was embarrassing because it was it solely came from the fruition of just me being a bullheaded woman. So, in Florida, it's very typical that we have sudden gusts of storm and wind and rain. And, you're rolling that rack of clothes through up and down stairs and all kinds of crazy scenarios that you never expect that you're going to be doing. And as a strong, independent woman, I can do it myself. And so I had an account who moved offices, and the complex, the only way to get the rack up to the office was to go all the way down to the handicap ramp. So I parked all the way at the end, and it was raining and it was windy. And one of the gentlemen sales reps had seen me, and he said, "You want my help?" No, I got it. And I loaded the rack up, and I'm pulling it up this ramp, and the whole rack went ass over teacups. As my grandmother would say. Oh, and not only did the whole rack flip over, it landed, of course, in a huge puddle. So it was more of my own bullheadedness that I was embarrassed by. But lesson learned, I will now accept help from that individual when offered. Because so often people don't offer.
They don't. That's a good point.
That's good.
Okay.
I've had, I'm sure, countless embarrassing moments over the course of 12 years of doing this, but one that sticks out in my head, I used to cover Wisconsin, part of Minnesota, part of North Dakota, and I was out of town for a full day trip, like hour and a half away, seeing 2 or 3 customers. And I tend to wear on meetings like bright flashy dress pants, like golf style, like plaid pants. Like, if you're not going to remember my presentation, you're going to remember the pants I was wearing, and I was in a presentation, and I didn't have a belt on, and I bent down to pick up like a shirt that fell, and the button on my pants just like, boom, gone. And I was like, it was the first meeting of the day, and I had 3, and I was just like, crap, like what? So I was like up front showing product and talking with like one hand on my waist. And like luckily it was a good customer, and they're like, "What are you doing?" I was like, I broke the button on my
button. Tell them. Just tell them. Yep.
I was like, "I'm sorry." And they were like, "Well, hold on. We've got promo belts." Like
They do.
Or you didn't have a little mini sewing kit in your bag.
Yeah.
Like
Wow.
No. So I put on like a promo belt from whoever for the meeting, and then immediately after I had to go to like Walmart, and I just bought a new pair of pants.
Well, have you ever been on the road and you get to your hotel and realize you forgot to pack, say, I don't know, your underwear? And your next thing you know, you're running out to like Target at 9
early in the morning before the meeting. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I forgot to pack dress shoes once. So I had tennis shoes. So I'm wearing a polo and a nice slacks. This is when, in the old days, when people used to dress up in the industry. And I had tennis shoes. I had to go buy some cheap Walmart dress shoes. Yeah.
No, and some of those mistakes are more expensive than others. I know I've traveled and forgotten like my makeup bag. And for a woman to replace just the bare minimum that you would need, it's expensive. So those are good lessons learned.
$8-10, come on.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I think they have makeup at CVS, don't they?
Yes, but that's even if you go on the cheap, it's an investment. So the lessons of the road that we learn as we go. Don't forget your underwear and your makeup bag. Apparently your dress shoes.
Or a belt.
Or a belt.
Sewing kit.
Right.
So good. Well, I'll kick off with another one here. Let's take it outside of the industry, just because I'm up here in Minnesota and it's blistering cold. Where's the first place you want to go on vacation once we're through this COVID or pandemic?
Hawaii.
That sounds nice.
Well, I had Hawaii in my territory for 17 years, and I would go twice a year for a full week on the company. And I got used to it over so many years, and I no longer have it. I actually gave it up. It was out, and I gave it up. But I long for Hawaii. I want to get there. I want to relax. That's going to be my first trip.
Nice.
Never been.
Never been. I've never been.
All three of you? Mother of God.
Episode 2.
Pack a bag. Let's
Party
go.
of 4 goes to Hawaii.
Party of 4 goes to Hawaii. All right.
We need to broadcast live on the beach.
We're not gonna forget something. We'll be good.
My goodness.
I think we could slip that one under the expense report, right?
Never notice.
No idea. I actually have a family vacation planned with my parents and my sister and the animals. 2 dogs and a cat at the end of May. We're going to go to, I think it's Seabrook Island. I could be wrong, but somewhere in South Carolina. So it's, nice to spend a week with the fam.
That's nice.
Brave soul.
I typically for spring break every year, we do a week down in the Keys. So although I've been a ton of times, I'm kind of longing for that because it's a really relaxing trip. We were supposed to go to Ireland in August and that got canceled. So that's still, on the docket. We've been a couple of times as adults, but my daughter has never been. So we want to get her over there and we think it'll be a good first time experience to get her out of the country, but still somewhere where the food's not so unique and the language is a little bit more understandable for her. so those are the 2.
On which Irishman you're talking to?
Yeah, as well. I have a pretty good ear for dialect and for accents, better than most. So I understand sometimes it's hard. And then the lingo that they use, once you understand when they talk about crack, they're not talking about drugs, they're talking about fun, then it's all down.
I could listen to someone, with an Irish accent like all day long. Like it's fantastic. I love it.
As long as people are like the subtitles on the bottom, so I can, because I can't understand Kim like you can. It's tough. I watched The Dig last night. You guys have seen the previous. There's one of the guys. He's from Scotland, and I had to turn on the subtitles. I couldn't understand what he was saying. I
grew up. My parents always watched BBC. I don't know why, but so in the house there was always like the EastEnders on. So there was always different accents. And then we were part of International Visitors Council. So growing up, we had people from literally all over the world come to our house for dinner. So we were exposed to a lot of different people. And I will tell you, admittedly, and I hope nobody takes offense to this, the accent that I have the most difficult time understanding is people from deep Louisiana.
That you were going to say the South. I knew you were going there.
No, not the South. Specifically that Creole, where it's the combination of the dialect in like deep Louisiana that I struggle with, oddly. Anywhere else in the world, I'm pretty good.
That's interesting because my wife struggles with that one as well. And she'll ask me to interpret. I have that one down. It's probably how I was raised, but yeah, I think I can get that down.
We had one time we had visitors. I forget. I think they were from Zimbabwe, and our neighbor was there, who's originally from New Jersey. And the gentleman stopped, pure deadpan serious, and looked at her husband and said, "Is she speaking English?" And he said, "No, she's speaking New Jerseyan." So it must be all relative. Because he could understand the rest of us. He just couldn't understand her.
Yep.
All right, Chris, where you going?
On vacation.
I got a couple. I mean, spring break's coming up. We're heading down to Myrtle Beach with the family. But after that, going to the Keys on a couple's like trip, retreat, like get away from the kids.
That's nice.
But I'm if I had to like just pick one place to get away, and it would be the mountains. Like I love the mountains. Like Colorado is fantastic. I mean, anywhere kind of out west, like it's just beautiful, the serenity of it. So, I mean, that'll be in the near future for sure.
But love it.
So you're more of a mountain person.
Yeah, but I'm going to
look at the beard.
I don't know.
Look at the beard. Of course he is.
So, are you more of a mountain or beach? You said Hawaii, Gabriel, so I'm going to assume.
So I've been thrust into the beach. I mean, look the picture in the background, see the wave. I enjoy the beach. I like the beach, but just like Chris, I want to be up in the mountains. I want to camp. I want to be around trees and fresh air and silence and, hear the sounds of nature. So big camper, camp a lot. So
Maddie?
I've never been camping. I've really only, gone to beaches, but I don't know enough about the mountains to say that I don't like them. So
fair enough.
No camping, huh?
Never been camping. No, I would go pitch a tent right now and camp. Not right now because it's like Christmas.
Not a good idea. Not today.
But I totally would go camping. We just, we never did it as a family, and then I never did it by myself. Up and moved away,
Love it.
So Gabriel got his question. I got my question. You're up, ladies.
Madison, go right ahead.
What is the coolest promo piece that you guys have presented since being a 2-bag rep, Alpha and Prime? Coolest promo piece.
2-bag, one.
I'll go. The Bluetooth sunglasses.
Oh.
Yeah, you said coolest.
Yeah, coolest.
Did you say coolest or stupidest? I didn't hear yet.
Coolest. The best. Oh my God. My meetings, they used to go crazy when I would pull those out. I would blast Elton John and we would pass them around. And everybody would be making fun of everybody with those.
They're sunglasses. Huge.
They're massive, yeah.
And how many orders did you get on that product?
0, but we got a lot of laughs.
I think company wide. I hate to say that.
I'll have a
Mine's easy. I've told it the first year we got into Primeline with the 2-bag, 1 rep. We had that. We still do, the Triton plastic water bottle with the Bluetooth speaker on top.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, this thing is awesome, man. Water and music. And I was showing customers, I was like, isn't this the coolest thing ever? You guys got to have one of these. And my clients were like, Chris, man, that's been around for 2 years. That's not new.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, are you serious? I've never seen this. But people because I'd be so jacked up about it, they'd be like, all right, we'll order it from you. You seem to really like that piece. So
it's a good piece. Speaker quality is great. If you don't like the water bottle, speaker's great.
Yeah, I don't drink water, so
yeah. Whiskey.
It's got barley or hops or coffee in it.
Yeah.
I'm struggling with that one. As you defining it as cool. I mean, it's a speaker and a water bottle. Okay.
Not the love.
I probably have the least amount of experience in person doing the Primeline side, because I really just started doing it and then the pandemic hit.
There it is.
There it is. He's got one on the ready.
Sell promo with them. Come on.
He really loves it. I've stuck with things that I think are cooler, all the things that I use, the journal book with the charging pad on it.
Charger, yep.
And I keep meaning to grab it. That zipper, dual cord zipper. To me, it was cool because I carry 2 phones. So I have an iPhone and a Droid. There you go. And you can plug both of them in. And so to me, and the built cooler. When I got that, I was super excited because everybody
built cooler is cool.
I use
had
it all
a
the time.
Yeti, and I was not spending money on a Yeti, and they were like, "Oh, here's this built cooler." I literally took my sample that weekend and loaded it and went to the beach, and I was like, "This thing is awesome."
Was that BT500? Well, A little number check there, I think.
I believe you're correct, sir.
Get out.
Let's name another product and see if Chris has it behind the camera.
Yeah.
Because he has everything else.
A lot of random stuff. And this was not pre-rehearsed, people.
Obviously.
Obviously.
Right, Kim? Right, Kim? Hey, it's our first one. It's our first one. I think we're doing all right. I'm completely lying, but that's good.
What's yours, Gabriel? Come on.
So I'm going to go old school, and this is Maddie. I don't even know if you were born. So I'm being serious. So back in the day, FM scan radios with the earphones were just coming into the industry, and the company I was at, we got this one. It was rectangle, and it had the scan feature. You couldn't go select, what station you wanted. You had to scan and wait. So if you passed your station, you had to hit scan and go through all the stations again to get to yours.
No.
But the product was so cool because people loved it. We sold 1 million of them, and people loved it. And I loved presenting it because everywhere I went, everybody I presented it to was surprised. Oh my God, it's a scan, a mini scans, with the earphones, and they were $2.99, something like that. So they're inexpensive, and I just remember gangbusters. I made so much money off that piece, and it stuck with me. The FM scan radio.
Now I feel like you're gonna open a shoebox later or something. It's gonna be there with dust on it, and
it's not. I dust it. It's there's no dust on it. I keep it clean.
Used it last night.
I still scan. I love that scanning feature.
Do you have a vault of products that, like a history time capsule?
The time capsule for promo.
I love the thought, but no, it's all in my head at this point. I continuously get rid of stuff. I don't keep anything.
Yeah,
it's actually a problem in our household. I continuously throw out stuff that we get.
I clearly have the opposite problem because I have all the products right here.
I love it.
I'm going to talk about my storage unit, so let's just
let's not talk about that. For the last year, it's gotten ugly.
Yeah, right.
So my question was a little bit more serious. And the reason why it came to me is because somebody had recently asked me, but I thought it was really good because it made me think. So the question was, at what point did you either feel like or recognize that you are or had success in this industry? What made you feel like you finally have achieved some level of success for the first time?
Good question.
That is a good.
Who wants to tackle that one?
So
I'll go first because mine's pretty. It wasn't one moment, but when we came together as one company, when I started to get phone calls from the individual reps just randomly saying hi, I knew that it was going to be okay because, they were just calling to say, hey, Maddie, what are you doing today? Or, just checking in. Chris does his weekly check-ins with Maddie, and that at that point I just knew, we're going to be okay. So I feel like I made it.
That's sweet. Big brother check-in.
Yeah. A lot of check-ins.
Nobody checks in on me.
I'll start, Kim.
I was going to say, Chris, can you start checking in on Kim?
Yep, I'm on it. I'm going to add you to my list. It's getting long.
I'm sure it is.
For me, I think it's when I started on the inside and clients started reaching out to me and acknowledging me and saying, we want to work with Gabriel on this project or something of that sort. When I won the respect of clients, I said, okay, this could work. Maybe I have something here. And that was early on the old days and the inside days, which is really nice. It's really nice when you have a manager come by and say, this client called me about you and said this and that. So yeah, I think it was 19 years ago, however long, before Maddie was born.
Guys, that's really funny. It's funny every time.
All right, mine would be mine's similar to yours, Gabriel. Like I got into this industry in 2007, and I got put in a call center for inside sales from a staffing company. And they were like, we sell, promo. I was like, what the heck is promo? I don't know what that is. Like, they were like, pens, names, shirts, logos. I was like, oh, that's a thing. Like, they don't just come that way. Okay. And I handled the West Coast. So over where you're at from an inside perspective. And I had, after about 2 years, I had customers going, what are you doing on the phone? Like you sound hilarious, or like, you seem like you're a lot of fun. Like, are you the,
you sound good looking.
Yeah, I don't think I had too many of those. But I didn't have a beard back then. And, our company got sold to Rivers End Trading Company at the time. And, I was one of the lucky ones to make the cut from like the inside team to go over to their inside team. And I was there for like 3 weeks. And the president of sales walked over to my cube and I was like, am I getting fired? Like, are we okay? And he was like, yeah, we're going to make you an outside sales rep. And I was like, what? So,
nice.
And it's been 11 years since. So it's, that was awesome. Like, I was like, oh, people like talking to me. Like, great. I think I can do this. So
that's it. There's a piece of information I didn't know, that that we had all come from the inside sales perspective into the outside sales role, which I think is a great way to do it, because
I didn't, Kim. I'm going to interrupt you. I didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry, Maddie. And just so the three of them
really hot.
Maddie came into the industry. She was already at an elevated level.
Just put her out there.
Out of college and dove on fire
Maddie,
into the industry.
On a podcast, that's when you just go with it on that one. You're like, yeah. Like,
sorry.
Are you saying to be untruthful, Chris?
You can do it, guys. You can do it.
When somebody asked me this question, the first thing that I thought of was the first time that somebody had told somebody else about how I helped their business. And I remember the individual, I remember it so clearly. It was about how they had just gotten started in the industry and all the other sales reps didn't want anything to do with them because there was no volume yet. And I took the time to handhold them, and they're now and still a very successful person in this industry. And the moment that they had said that and had said it to somebody else, I knew that I was making an impact. And and the rest is history. Here we are a billion years later. So,
I don't know about a billion, but how many, Kim? How many?
A lot. Which leads me to my OG question of the day.
Here it comes.
How we're gonna wrap it up.
We need a theme song right before a little.
I'm working on it. I got the little one out there on the piano writing something for me. So I never thought that at my young age I would feel old in the work environment. And now I look back and I think about when I started and I was in my 20s and I worked with people my age. I never really thought about how it felt to be them, because I came into this industry selling websites. And this was back when people would literally say that internet thing's not going to take off. So, so I, on the daily, have questions that I typically get answered from the kids. But so every now and then there will be something that comes up that I find interesting. So the OG question of the day is, are you aware that when you are typing that it is no longer cool or acceptable to double space at the end of your sentence after you type your period? So I actually am so old, I took typing classes in school and learned how to properly type, using all my fingers, not just two. And yes, and just recently somebody said to me, why you don't double space at the end? So do you all double space? Are you a single dipper or a double dipper?
I'm a double. Who doesn't? It would just look like one jumbled mess.
I bet Go ahead, Madison.
Listen. So in school, you would have to do a period and then space. But having a phone, you can just click the space bar twice and it gives you the thought of like doing the double space after the period. So after I started to like use my phone more and like type emails on my phone, I stopped double spacing after the period on the computer. So now I don't double space anywhere. It's a period space. But up until, I started doing everything from here, I would do the period space because that's what, supposed to do. But there's no.
I got rid of.
They taught us.
I got rid of those double spaces, within a week after learning that you're supposed to double space. Like, this is ridiculous. Double space. So I got in the habit early on of maybe doing it improperly, but I haven't double spaced in 15 years plus.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know that I could break the habit. I don't know why I would or why I would have to, but I am the type of person who seriously can be talking on the phone, having a full-blown conversation and be typing something completely not related and keep going. So my brain to the keyboard is, I don't think I could change that.
Yeah, you're just copacetic. Boom. There we go.
I was just ahead of my time. That's all. You said it's no longer acceptable. Well, I was just 15 years,
Maybe you were the trendsetter.
Maybe I started it.
Maybe you started it and you don't even know.
People, why are you double spacing? That's just a waste of time and space.
Work smarter, not harder.
I'm still trying to work on that.
He's calculated. He has saved 2.3 seconds of his life by not double.
Important seconds.
Every second is important.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Good question.
All right, guys. So you want to go around and close it up for this session, or everybody has a last few words?
Kick it off.
Nobody knows what I'm talking about. Gabriel, what are you talking about? You got to give us some warning on this. Well, listen, I think during the pandemic, during the time that we're in, I think a podcast like this is important, whether it's banter between the four of us, whether it's hearing what the outside wants to hear us talk about. You're in your home office and maybe you just want to hear other people talk. So I think we'll continue this for right now and see how it goes. But I think it's important that we do this, at least for us four.
Yeah.
For nothing else.
If it brings some sort of pleasure or entertainment into somebody else's life, I think it's pretty cool.
Yes, I think we need to reach out to our original cast of characters and our original fan base, and definitely have some people join us. And we already know they found us entertaining. So
you're entertaining. I'll see you guys next week. I'm excited.
Great closer, Maddie.
Maddie,
so good. You can't follow Gabe. He's so well spoken.
Oh no! By the way, BM is the line, and that means before Maddie. Anytime we're referring to anything, 15 plus years ago, it's
Got
BM.
It. I like it. I'm down with that. That's good.
Sounds good to me.
I mean, also that could be taken many ways. I don't know. That's a weird way.
Either way, doesn't matter.
This is great. Well, anybody who's out there listening, let us know what you think. Is this something you tune into? We're going to talk about work. We're going to talk about Alpha. We're going to talk about Primeline. We're going to talk about food. That's definitely on the docket. I mean, we already had a little cauliflower action earlier today. But extra toasty Cheez-Its. And then maybe we'll bring in some other colleagues from across the country, maybe from Guest Spot or something like that. So let us know. This will be on Facebook. We'll post it. We'll share it. We appreciate you tuning in, and we'll be back next week with another episode of Hot Takes. Party of four. See you later.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Are we supposed to leave?
No, you stopped the live, right?